Hi all, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time, please consider subscribing to the channel, and if you could tick the like button down here please, that would be great. It just helps me feel not so silly, as I already do. I'm just northeast of a town called Box, which is between the cities of Bath and Chippenham. I've been here for about 2 hours now, doing a thing called a POTA activation, Parks on the Air. Now, this is something a friend of mine got me into. Just basically, he wanted me to get out and about and get some fresh air and not be sat at my computer screen all day and feeling sorry for myself and stuff like that. So, big shout out to Gary. This is all his fault, and technically I should be doing this with 2 people, just for safety reasons for me, really. So if I fall over, at least somebody's there, they can laugh and then phone for help if they need to, and or they can give me a hand setting up equipment. For me, my left arm is not the strongest of things. In fact, my whole left side of my body, as I've mentioned in previous videos, is just it doesn't feel right. But the problem in this country, obviously, is we have our steering wheels in the car here on the right hand side of the vehicle, and the radio and the battery are down here in the passenger footwell. I'll show you some pictures of it in a second. So that's all packed away now, because as I said, I've been here for a couple of hours. To do what they call an activation, you have to make 10 radio contacts on amateur radio. I've managed to do, I think it was 29, 30, maybe a few more contacts, which for me is great. It's me out and about, not sat in front of the computer, not feeling sorry for myself, and kind of proving to myself that I can do this and I can get out and be active. Okay, some of the parks you need to park up and walk quite a way to get to them, but where I am at the moment, the map software we use to look at the parks to show the boundaries, where I'm parked at the moment in this gateway, believe it or not, actually sits inside of a bat sanctuary. Go figure. So I'm parked in that boundary, and I've been able to find the park, what they call the park reference number for it, and I've been able to shout and say that I'm here, and lots of people alert me. I know it's crazy. It's an amateur radio thing. There's lots and lots of details. I'll put some links in the descriptions below if you want to go and read up more about it. But I'm trying primarily to prove to myself that I'm not that useless. I know I'm useless. My wife reminds me of that every other couple of 5 minutes, when I'm not Ubering her about, of course. But I hope she never sees this video, because she will kill me. I've found some places where I can drive to and I can set up, and okay, the bladder is a consideration, so I've got to have plan B, C and D in place. I need to know public toilets between here and the location, and or somewhere where I can pull up and go to have a wee without being seen. Unfortunately, I'll be very honest with you, the MS has caused bladder problems where I can't feel if the bladder is emptying. I can't sense it, if that means anything. I get a feeling of a bladder full and getting full and you need to go now kind of feelings, but when I'm actually urinating, I have to listen to the sound to know that it's still flowing, as it were, because I can't feel the flow anymore. And once I think I've finished, I just give it another 30, maybe a minute or so, just to make sure. But anyway, so when I'm out looking at one of these POTA sites, I'm having to look at where I can, go to the loo and things. So yeah, choices, lots of map reading, lots of looking at map references and things. So on that side of things, the technical side of things, it is quite interesting, and it is fun to get out, set the radio up here and again I'll show you some photographs of the operation from here today. For once, the temperature here is totally manageable. It's a blue sky with a few clouds. In fact, can I have a look at this? There you go. That's I don't know if you can see the outside there, but that's what the kind of weather is here. So I'm just going to put you back up on the dash. I'm using a mobile phone which just happens to sit on the steering wheel perfectly, so that's what I'm using. So yeah, out and about to prove to myself I can do stuff, and hopefully to prove to others that maybe just diagnosed with MS and feeling a bit like the world's ended. I know the feeling, but it hasn't. It has ended as far as you think it's ended. Okay, I've got a hobby which is making me go outside. I also drone fly as well, which makes me go outside. Unfortunately, with the drone side of things, this year the conditions have only been right for one time this year. What I mean by that is I have to have somebody with me when I'm flying a drone, just in case it lands somewhere. They can go and get it for me, and it's an extra pair of eyes as well while you're flying. It's got to be dry, not raining, because it's not waterproof. And I've also got to be very conscious of the wind, not just at the ground level, but up to 400 feet above me. That's the height that the drone will fly to. Is about, it's just under 400 feet I fly, a maximum. So I need to know the wind between the ground and the height and the sky. So a lot of, again, looking at maps and things like that before I go out. And unfortunately, it's either been too hot, too wet, or too windy. And it's like today, the blue sky is nice, but at ground level here there is quite a strong wind, so flying the drone is a no-no, which is a shame. But like I said, this POTA thing is another thing. I'm just trying to prove to myself that I can get out and about and do stuff, which is, yeah, it's coming along quite well. Other than that, just thing on the MS things, everything's fine. I had my injection on Monday the 5th. That went fine. The only problem I had with that is in the fridge, where I store my drugs, the packs have been pushed right to the back and are touching the back plate, which has caused them to grow frost on the boxes, which makes the drugs really cold. So normally a 15-minute sort of sat there letting it warm up will work. After 15 minutes I did an injection, and my goodness me, was that painful, because the drug was still slightly cold. So I think probably another 5 minutes and it'd been fine, but I learnt my lesson. I've moved the drugs forward now so they're not touching the back, and I've asked my family to be careful to make sure that the drugs are not pushed to the back of the fridge. So hopefully we won't get any more frost and things. The drugs should be stored between, I think it's 1 and 3 degrees. I think the box said. I can't remember. Do you know, I can't remember. I'll have to look it up, and I'll pop the text down here somewhere with the correct temperatures on. But as you can see, I think I'm feeling good. I've made some decisions in my life, and those decisions are going through at the moment. They do take time. So watch this space. I'll be more on that in the future. The only thing that has really kind of annoyed me this week is I've been fined by the NHS. Back in April I went to the dentist and I had to have a couple of fill-ins done, and I went to the reception desk to obviously pay for the treatment, and was told that there was no charge because I'm on this not disability, unemployment benefit. And I thought, okay, fine, are you absolutely sure? And they said yes. So we left it there, and I said on Saturday I had a letter through saying you've done this incorrectly, you've been fined for claiming a free dental treatment when you're not entitled to it. And can you send us details if you think you are? So I took a photograph of the letter that I've got from the pension people about the works and pensions people about the ESA I'm on, and the NHS came back and said, yeah, that's fine, however you're not entitled to claim for this payment on that benefit, it doesn't qualify you, so here's a fine for £170, £170. And unfortunately I cannot pay it until they officially send me the invoice, which they will send me around about the 28th, which is, you know, it's annoying me that one bit of when I went to pay, they said no, you're covered, and then you're not covered, then you are covered. I will take the hit. I will take the hit, because the last thing I want to do is rip off the NHS. They are really quite an important thing in the UK. So yeah, we'll take that on the chin, and once I get my invoice, I'll pay it. No, it's no problem. Hopefully I will not be on ESA very much longer. As I said, there are things going through at the moment which I'm not going to jinx anything, so I won't mention anything at the moment. Watch this space in the future. So that's where we are. Is there anything else? No, weight loss is still going in the right direction. It's really going really right. It has slowed down, but it is still going down, which is the nice thing. Is there anything else? No, I think that's about it really. So I will sign here. Make this a very short video. I'll show you some photographs of the radio station and things I was doing. If you're an amateur radio operator and you do have MS, get in touch. It'd be nice to work you sometime on the air maybe. And just don't give up hope. Talk to you all later. Bye bye.